Analogies make up half of the questions on the SSAT verbal section. So what exactly are these questions and what are analogies? Well, an analogy is a statement that compares the relationships between words. So for example, up is to down as hot is to cold. So the best way to complete these analogy questions is to write an analogy sentence. And here's what I mean by that. When you look at the question, say our example, over is to above, you're going to cross out the is to and then figure out how can you connect the two words in the analogy. So for this example, I might say over is a synonym to above. Now, when I look at my answer choices, I'm going to see which answer choice fits that pattern. I could say blank is a synonym to blank, and it would still fit. So let's try that out for our questions. A, hot is to cold. Hot is, I would actually say, the opposite of cold. So that one doesn't fit. We can eliminate that. B, yellow is to black. This is even hard to create an analogy sentence with. Yellow and black are both colors. So we can automatically eliminate that one. C, soft is to warm. These are both just adjectives. So again, not a great fit. D, challenging is to tricky. Well, for this one, challenging is a synonym to tricky. So that seems like a good sign. And then finally, E, bright is to lantern. Well, bright just describes a lantern. So that obviously shows us that D is our strongest answer. So let's look at another example with conifer is to pine. I'm going to create an analogy sentence again for this one, but I'm actually going to create it starting with the word pine. For me, it's easiest to say pine is a type of conifer. And so when I go backwards like that, starting with the first word, I have to make sure that I do that same thing for all of the other answer choices that I see. So if I look at my options, daisy is to flower. Well, daisy is a type of flower, but I didn't have to go backwards on that one. So I'm going to eliminate that because the order is incorrect. B, legume is to pea. Well, a pea is a type of legume. So that seems like a possible answer. A legume, if you're not sure, is the category of peas and beans and those sorts of plants. C, texture is to roughness. Well, roughness is an example of texture, but I wouldn't say it's exactly like a type of, the same way that pine is a type of conifer. So I'm going to leave that one for now, but it seems to not be quite as good as it could be. D, foreshadowing is to prediction. Well, foreshadowing, I would say, is a type of prediction, like specifically a literary one. But again, the order is not reversed, so I can eliminate that. And then E, entertainment is to television. I would say the purpose of a television is for entertainment, but again, not quite right. So if I'm between B and C, B is the better answer here. It has to do with that classification. If you want to master analogies, here are some next steps. First, practice those analogy sentences like we just showed you. The more you write of them, the easier they'll become. Second, you can also learn some common analogy types to make your sentences even more accurate. And we have another video for that as well. Just check out our video on common analogy types.